On the agenda, RS 2014-1232 approves a state grant of $7,500 to Metro Arts Commission for educational program based on civil rights public art. Second. Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1233 approves an annual state grant of $71,500 to Metro Arts Commission for operating support. Second. Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. 1234 approves an amendment to a contract between Metro Government and the Election Systems and Software LLC for the lease of voting equipment to rent additional equipment at a cost of $52,600. Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. We're going to take 2014-1235 and 2014-1236 together. 2014-1235 amends the Metropolitan Government Pay Plan to include the Veteran Service Officer's position. 1236 approves the appointment of Lisa Kiss as the Veteran Service Officer for Metro Government. Do I have a motion? So moved. Properly seconded. In discussion, we have with us today, we have Deputy Commissioner Wendell Cheek from the Tennessee Department of Veteran Affairs, who will be able to answer any questions. Council Lady Moore.
I just wanted to explain, what they'd be doing with that position, just give us a little background, if you don't mind.
He's the man. Mr. Cheek, just step right up to the podium there.
Yes, what was the question again, please, Mr. Chairman?
She's asking just what exactly does this position do?
All right, thank you. First of all, it's an honor and a privilege to address this body this evening. First of all, there's over 520,000 veterans in the great state of Tennessee, almost 40,000 in Davidson County alone. In Davidson County, we have 2 Veterans Service Officers, benefit representatives, and they work out of the Veterans VA medical facility. So they see veterans from all over Middle Tennessee. I don't think we've had a county service officer in Davidson County since Dick Fulton was the mayor some time ago. What that means is that last year in Davidson County, there was approximately $107 million that was awarded to veterans in Davidson County. A county service officer can assist those 39,000 plus veterans in Davidson County with those claims for pension and compensation. And just what I'd like everyone to note is that $107 million went to veterans in Davidson County, and they're going to spend that money where they live. So the more veterans we can assist, the better off they're going to be, and the better off Davidson County is going to be because they're going to spend those dollars in Davidson County. It's important to have a county service officer. Those counties in Tennessee that don't, which there's only about 8 counties that do not have county service officers, you can see the effects of how not having a county service officer affects those revenues in that county. Any other questions?
I just want to, I'm very familiar with Operation Stand Down, and I'm just hoping that, I'm very hopeful that this, individual will show them well, because I know sometimes they're always looking for resources, especially when it comes to jobs and, housing and things of that nature.
Exactly. And our motto at the Tennessee Department of Veterans Affairs is everything veteran. And Lisa Kiss, the individual that's currently holding the position, actually was my executive secretary. I stole her from Operation Stand Down a few years ago, so she's very familiar with that program, and we're excited about the Stand Down events that are coming up so we can assist those homeless veterans as well. And Lisa will be a big part of that.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. You might as well just wait a moment. I think we have some others in the queue that may want to ask some questions. Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would assume, and I don't know if I need to address you, Mr. Chair, or if I can address the question to the back. either way. I would assume that Ms. Kiss will also be able to help veterans with the aid and attendance benefit and that pension?
Certainly will. In that position as a county service officer, we train those the Tennessee Department of Veterans Affairs by TCA is obligated to hold quarterly training sessions as well as annual training sessions. And we want the county service officers to be able to assist veterans in aid and attendance or any other benefits that they may be eligible for.
Okay, thank you, sir. The one thing I'd say, Mr. Chair, is, I mean, this is an area where we have a growing population, aging population, let me say, and this is a benefit that a lot of veterans are unaware of, that if they go into an assisted living or they need home health care, this can really be a lifesaver for them. So I'm glad our county is going to be doing this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. One more. Councilman Maynard.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have any questions. I just want to commend the administration and also strongly support this and hope the council will do so as well. As a 20-year veteran in the United States Army, I talked several times with the administration. They told me they were going to do it and get it done, and guess what? They've gotten it done. And so I appreciate that. When we were on a campaign trail in 2011, it was brought up by several veterans because people were coming back from Iraq, coming back from Afghanistan, and so we have veterans who may have been stationed in the Clarksville area but now live here in Davidson County. So I just applauded and I strongly support the two pieces of legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Maynard. We certainly do appreciate all the work that the state does, and now the state involving the veterans, and now that Metro will be an intricate part of that, we certainly appreciate that. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We look forward to a long and very prosperous relationship with the county. Thank you very much.
We have one more. Council Lady Weiner. Oh, one moment.
Now am I on?
You're on.
Fabulous, thank you. Well, so Councilman Glover stole my thunder because I was going to ask the same question. As the daughter of a veteran, I absolutely see the need for this, having dealt with the aid and attendance issue. My question is Lisa going to be the sole person in this office, or is she going to have help?
That's entirely up to the council and to Metro. We will assist her at every opportunity through our office, through our Veterans Benefits representatives. She can call on us at any time. Matter of fact, she's in training right now for the next 3 days out at Smyrna at our annual training for our county service officers. So she will not be by herself as far as support is concerned. But we'll do everything that we possibly can to give her the support she needs. But as far as another individual in the office, that's totally up to the council.
Councilor Weiner, we may have that answer to your question. Ms. Veronica, please, would you?
Okay. Council Lady Weiner, yes, she's going to be in Human Resources, and we are already providing her all the resources she needs, and we have staff helping her, and she, in addition to her duties as assisting veterans to obtain the benefits that they so rightly deserve, she will also be assisting veterans who are interested in seeking employment positions that are available in Metro, within Metro government.
Great.
So she'll wear two hats there.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you again, Commissioner. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion 1235 and 1236 passes. 1237, Pridemore Baker and Langster approves a second amendment to a federal grant to the Metro Fire Department to pay the salaries and benefits for 35 firefighters by extending the end date of the grant from October 17, 2014 until December 31st, 2014. Being properly seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Judge Callaway is here on this one on the juvenile court. The next one.
Okay. RS 2014-1238, Pridemore and Baker approves a state grant of $46,743 to the juvenile court for juvenile accountability incentive block grant program services to enhance court staffing. Properly seconded. Any discussion? Want to recognize Judge Callaway. She's present with us this evening. So we have any questions? Council Lady Moore.
I just have one question, and I also just want to congratulate you on your role, and I know that it's going to be a big job for you, but I know you can do it. So, but my quick question is this the same grant that they have at the satellite sites and some of the housing areas? It is.
Yes, sorry. I want to thank you all for this opportunity to answer any questions, and thank you all for your support. This is my first time in front of you all on a bill, and I'm excited about this opportunity. This JVED is one of our probation officers that is housed in, he's actually in an apartment complex out in East Nashville. And we found that that's very beneficial to the community to have one of our probation officers actually in the community. And it also helps him to do the work with the children and families because they can come to him right where they are.
So they're not gone from the Tony Sudicum Napier area. You still have them there as well?
We still have them there. This grant does not fund those. Those are funded through the regular Metro government, but this one funds our probation officer that's housed in the Cobblestone apartment complex.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no other ones, Judge Callaway, we certainly appreciate you being here and being available, and thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1239, Pridemore, Baker, and Lancaster approves the renewal of an intergovernmental agreement between Tennessee State University and Metro Police Department for the use of off-duty police officers during various campus events. Being properly seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1240, Pridemore and Bennett approves a grant of $94,500 from the Nashville Public Library Foundation to the Public Library for the Totally Outstanding Advocates for the Library Program. Have a motion? Properly seconded. Any discussion? Council Lady Moore?
If it has something to do with youth, I just wanted to ask a question about, okay. When it said the leadership design team, will that be youth from the various Metro schools, or how will you all gather your leadership design team?
They're actually hired, they're staff, library staff. We have 5 on staff, and they come from an applicant pool that's drawn from really any Metro high school. They have to be a junior or a senior. And
really?
Historically, they've been from all over.
Wow, neat. Okay, I like that. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Seeing no other discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1241, Pridemore, Bennett, and Lancaster approves a grant of $37,300 from the Nashville Public Library Foundation to the Public Library to fund a part-time position to initiate partnerships with local colleges and universities to recruit volunteers for use throughout the library system. Being properly seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1242, Pridemore and Bennett approves a grant of $96,100 from the Nashville Public Library Foundation to the Public Library to provide staffing for the Special Collections Division. Have a motion? Being second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1243, Pridemore and Bennett approves a state grant of $900 to the Board of Parks and Recreation to provide art lessons at 6 regional community centers. Have a motion? Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1244, Pridemore and Councilman Anthony Davis approves an agreement between the White House Utility District, Metro Water Services for reading and maintaining water consumption meters and for the disconnecting and reconnecting service. Have a motion? Been properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1245, Councilman Glover, Pridemore, and Anthony Davis approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State Department of Transportation and Metro Public Works for miscellaneous safety improvements at Old Hickory Boulevard intersection with Central Pike. A motion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1246, Pridemore and Anthony Davis approves an agreement between the City of Goodlettsville and Metro Water Services for reading and maintaining water consumption meters and for disconnecting and reconnecting service. Have a motion? Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2014-1247, Pridemore and Anthony Davis authorizes Metro government to enter into an agreement with the Nolensville College Grove Utility District to provide water services to Lot 12 in the Burkett South subdivision of Williamson County. Properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1248, Pridemore and Anthony Davis approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State Department of Transportation and Metro government for improvements to Murfreesboro Pike from Volte Boulevard to Jupiter Drive. Have a motion? Properly second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. 2014-1249, Pridemore and Anthony Davis approves a grant of $10,000 from Keep America Beautiful Waste Management to Metro Public Works to update the technology and recycling education room at the materials processing facility. Properly second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. RS 2014-1250. Authorizes the Department of Law to settle a lawsuit brought by David and Connie Powell against the Metropolitan Government for $250,000. Have a motion? Been properly seconded. Councilman Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have an extensive analysis of this really unusual, in terms of size, settlement. I think it would be helpful to hear from Mr. Solomon or his designee, not about the facts of the case as much about the thought process that has gotten us to this large settlement and what the limits are, the governmental limits and those kinds of things involved in it.
Okay, generally speaking, Mr. Cooper did a great job summarizing the relevant facts of the case. Not a very happy situation, and I think there's enough responsibility to sort of go around here. I think the defendant himself was somewhat negligent in that the air tank had only about 2 minutes worth of air left when he entered the building. In addition, it appears he did not follow the hose as he attempted to exit the building. In addition, in terms of the regulations and rules of the fire department, you've got basically a buddy system, which is kind of called for both inside and outside, and each firefighter should be in sensory contact with another firefighter, so that also was not followed. So what we ended up doing was we took a look at what possibly could happen here, and remember there are two plaintiffs here. One is a firefighter, David Powell himself, and the other is his wife, who has what's known as a loss of consortium claim under Tennessee law and the law of most states. The maximum each of them can recover is $300,000 under the Government Tort Liability Act. So the maximum they could have gotten was a total of $600,000 for both plaintiffs. We believe that under Tennessee law, as Mr. Cooper pointed out, if the judge, in this case, Judge Bankley, had decided that the firefighter was 50% or more liable, or was his or 50% of it could be allocated to his fault, then he would get nothing, and neither would his wife. We felt that outcome was probably not going to happen, and so we looked at okay, let's say he's found 49% at fault here. and we took a look at what he could recover. His medicals are close to $300,000. Given the court that it's in, and given what multiples are typically given in this type of situation, easily, if there was no cap, could easily be a $1.2 to $1.5 million verdict just for him. That's for his medical, about $300,000. That's pain and suffering. That's permanent. That's loss of enjoyment of life. That's permanent disability. That number would then be reduced to $300,000, which is the cap. Even if he took half, he'd get $750 roughly if he's roughly half at fault, and that would get reduced by $300. For his wife, there is no really anything to. Once she's in the ball game, then she really nothing to. There's no medical costs to be reduced from hers, and she basically is entitled to probably the cap. So that's how we ended up at. And then, we thought we would be looking at a trial here, but for whatever reason, we felt like we got a pretty decent settlement demand from the firefighter's attorney, and we thought, just in terms of risk management, it was probably the best thing to do here. So that's how we got there. Is that?
No, that does. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Solomon. Councilman Pardue.
I'm good.
No other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. BL 2014-895, Pridemore Moore and others, declares 16 parcels of Metro government-owned property to be surplus and authorizes Director of Public Property Administration to sell the property in accordance with standard procedures. Have a second? Second. Motion seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Unless there's other business, this concludes the Budget and Finance Committee meeting.